finally cured my bad breath after 11 years. I was so excited when I finally figured out that it would be appropriate to share it with others. For several reasons, I have personally been struggling with bad breath since I was 10 years old. When I was 10, I had tonsil stones and didn't know what they were. At that age, I thought it was food coming back up, so I ignored it for 6 years until I did my research in high school. I removed them myself, thinking it would help, but it worsened. I was bullied by others who continuously commented, "Your breath smells like poop." At that point, I begged my mother to take me to an ENT and scheduled an appointment to get my tonsils removed. The doctors told me that they should have been removed years ago because they were highly infected. After removing them, I thought I was home, free to continue brushing, flossing, and using mouthwash with no bad breath. Wrong. After I got my tonsils removed, I still had bad breath. I researched again and decided to buy a tongue scraper, but it didn't work. I was at a standstill again for about another couple of years until I discovered that the ingredient in most toothpaste was sodium lauryl sulfate, which can dry your mouth out. I did have a dry mouth, so I started focusing on buying toothpaste without that ingredient. I also started using alcohol-free mouthwash, and it still didn't work. Was back on the path of spending lots of money buying different products that did not affect me. I later researched that post-nasal drip could cause bad breath, which I had. I went to the doctor who told me to buy an over-the-counter nasal spray. I used it thinking that it was all over. Nope. From there, I felt that everything was coming from my stomach because my oral health was not the problem at this point. So I started eating healthy foods in hopes that it would help, but it didn't. Then I started flossing after every meal, and it only helped temporarily, so I knew there was another problem. I kept reading forums online about people who cured their bad breath, and I read about someone who said that they started using oral probiotics that contain Bliss M18. I bought several bottles hoping that this would finally be my eureka. It wasn't. That too was a temporary solution. After everything I tried, I thought there was no hope for me. But then I came across the post about using diluted hydrogen peroxide as a mouthwash. My dentist makes me use diluted HP every time I come in, so I figured it was safe. I brushed and flossed like I usually did, swished the solution in my mouth, and even brushed it on my tongue, and it worked. I finally had a long-term effect. For the rest of the day, my breath was delicate. I didn't think it was possible. Then the following day, I woke up with very little morning breath when it was usually very bad. I don't use the solution daily, only when I feel the need to. My post will reach someone because I have struggled with this for most of my life, and it has dampened my confidence, but not anymore. If I can figure it out, then you can too. For those wondering, I used half and half for the HP solution. I bought the store brand kind, and it worked for me. I used to get 3% in the brown bottle you can buy in the store. You can dilute it more if you need to. I also still use oral probiotics occasionally. You can look up anything online that has Bliss M18 in it. Most of them have good reviews. When it comes to the process, I floss and brush first. I use Sensodyne since it doesn't have SLS. From there, I take the half and half solution and swish and gargle it for 30 to 45 seconds. Then I rinse it with water to make sure it's all out. I also put some on my toothbrush and scrub my tongue with it. Sometimes I use the chewable oral probiotics afterward if I feel the need to. Also, I don't smoke. I hardly drink coffee. I eat fairly healthy, and I don't have diabetes or tonsils anymore, so some may have other issues than me.